As the dog days of summer come to a close here in the Pacific Northwest, we welcome you to Portland, Oregon for today's USL clash between Portland Timbers 2 and Tulsa Roughnecks FC. And we welcome you into the broadcast booth high above the field here at Providence Park alongside my analyst Willie Anderson. I'm Fletcher Johnson. Willie, we look at these two teams today in very different positions coming into this matchup.
Yeah, you know, it's a tale of two teams. One's built for today, one's built for tomorrow. You know, the Roughnecks are built for today. They want to win the league. To do that, they brought in some experience, some older guys who can really play, which makes them really hard to play against. And, you know, T2 is built for tomorrow. It's like a development team. And you look at their, you know, their age, like a U23 team. And they have a couple of 18-year-olds in there and 19-year-olds in there, which I think's great. So, you know, it's going to be a fun game to watch because you can have all these young guys running around like maniacs, and you got these older guys who are going to play with their head. And with the weather being so hot, it's going to be really interesting. But with the team T2 I have out there, I just think this is going to be a cracker of a game.
Well, one of the more experienced players that T2 has, just in terms of international experience, Bill Tuiloma, 4 appearances already for T2, a pair of goals to go with it.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, and he's a defender. So, you know, you can't get away from that. But you know what? He's come back. They pushed him alongside Batista, and they're playing really, really well. He's playing really well. I spoke to Andrew Greger yesterday, and they're really happy with what he's doing since he's come back. So, you know, it's been a good move for T2, and it's a really good move for him, too.
Well, Tuiloma and that Timbers back line, T2's back line, will have their hands full with Ian Seven-Tesson, who has 10 goals this season and stands at 6'6".
Well, 6'6", he's going to stand out if nothing else. But 10 goals, don't care where you're at, who you are. That's a great, great thing. But, you know, he's going to be hard to play against because he's so tall. And, you know, you can't go one for one of them on headers or anything like that. You've got to put a body on him. You've got to push him. You've got to shove him. You've got to hang on him. You've got to fight him all the way. And, you know, he's going to be a handful, but you just got to rough him up all the time and make him get mad and, you know, kind of lose his game. But you can't go 50-50 with him. He'll kill you.
Kickoff moved up a couple hours today due to extreme weather conditions. These two sides squared off back on May 27th, a victory for Tulsa in Oklahoma. T2 looking to change that and even up the season series here today at Providence Park.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
And welcome back to Providence Park as T2 and Tulsa Roughnecks SC are set to square off here on a very warm day in downtown Portland. Let's go ahead and take a look at T2's starting lineup for second-year head coach Andrew Greger, a 4-2-3-1 for Greger's side. Wade Hamilton in goal, Jack Barmby wearing the captain's armband, someone who Greger has said has been a big part of the attitude of this team right now.
Yeah, you know, I met with Andrew yesterday, and we talked, and Barnaby, one of the players we talked about, and I was asking about his attitude, you know, how is he doing and what's he doing for the team, and he was totally impressed with Barnaby. I mean, you don't make them captain if you've got a bad attitude.
And we move to the Tulsa Roughnecks starting lineup for head coach David Vaudreuil, a 4-3-1-2, if you will. We have it listed more so as a 4-3-2-1, but basically what we're looking at, Francisco Ugarte in his first season scored the game-winning goal for Tulsa on Wednesday against Seattle Sounders too.
Yeah, he's big at the back, really solid, but dangerous on corner kicks and free kicks, so you'll have to keep an eye on him.
All right, we are just about set for kickoff in this one between T2 and Tulsa Roughnecks FC, as T2 will attack left to right. Tulsa will get us underway here momentarily as you take a look at Jack Barmby and then further out to Victor Arboleda. Timothy Ford, our referee for today's matchup. His assistants, Kelsey Harms on the bench side, Mike Honholds on the opposite side of the field, and Ryan Young is the fourth official. There's the whistle from Timothy Ford, and we are underway here at Providence Park, and it is a steamy day. Kickoff actually moved up a couple hours because of extreme weather conditions later this afternoon. Supposed to be in the triple digits here in Portland the next couple days, so despite it being September, the summer weather still sticking around.
Yeah, I would think it's going to be around 90 down there on the field, so it's, you know, it's going to be hot, but it's hot for both teams.
Tulsa may be a little bit more familiar with it given they're playing in the center of the country. Oklahoma this time of year, certainly a place where the temperature can rise into triple digits relatively easily, as Tulsa controls a bit of the play here early on in this matchup. Thanks for joining us here at Providence Park this afternoon. Fletcher Johnson and Willie Anderson with you.
You know, I just looked at where Arbolade's lined up. He's on the left, so T2 have a great left side with Farfan, who will be attacking a lot. You got Barmby out there, and you got Arboleda, who is so quick and so tricky. So, you know, just looking at the way they're set up, I would think the T2 are going to be dangerous down the left a lot. So I'm looking forward to that.
Tulsa keeping up the early possession as Corrales loses it out of play to touch. T2 can't control in the throw-in, though, and quickly back into the possession of Tulsa.
You know, I'm also looking forward to Hansen and Farfan, two young fullbacks who love to attack. You know, they're very raw, inexperienced, but they've got plenty of class, and they've got a great opportunity ahead of them. So I'm looking for them to do well today, attack a lot. You know, their youth will keep them from getting too tired, so they're exciting to watch, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Nice play forward by T2 here. Ball into the box, not much on it, and Tulsa able to clear away, deflects off Augustine Williams, and out to touch for a Tulsa throw.
That was a really good move. They got, you know, the room they needed down the left-hand side. They got in behind them. The cross wasn't the greatest, but, you know, it's, if you're going to beat this team, you're going to have to get behind them, and they did.
We mentioned early on in the broadcast the difference for Tulsa playing at home and on the road. This is a team that's 9-3-0 at One OK Field. Away, though, just 2-7-3 and have been outscored by 10 goals in those matches. So a great opportunity for T2 to continue building momentum after that midweek draw against Seattle Sounders 2. The shot from distance from Kaffa is blocked. Farfan now dribbling out. Can't control it, and it's out to touch.
You know, just a thought on the one tie in the week. You know, you score in the 92nd minute and you go in front, you think, that's it, game over. And then they make a mistake like they've been doing a lot this year, and they end up tying it 1-1, which is a great result. But when you one up at the 92nd minute, you should never, ever lose it. So I'm sure they don't feel great about that, but it was still a great result.
It was mixing up the midweek opponents. Tulsa played Sounders 2, and it was Rio Grande Valley FC that T2 drew against midweek. Tuoloma rises for the header. The 6'6" Seven Tussin wins it. Ball falls into the center circle for Arboleda, who controls and drops to Renzo Zambrano, making his second appearance for T2. Was signed just a short time ago. The Venezuelan spent the last 3 years in Spain.
You know, Sven Sassen, he reminds me of Andy Carroll, who plays for West Ham United in the English Premier League. He's tall, he has long hair like that, he has a bun. So he's like, I'm watching Andy Carroll out here.
Cicerone's long switch is cut away, but T2 keep possession. Ball at the feet of Jack Barmby. Faked a shot with a left boot. Drops it to Cicerone, top of the box. Has a chance to send Arboleda, and Arboleda, did he get a touch to it? It was deflected by Tulsa and out for the first corner kick of the match for T2.
Yeah, this is great. Great move. Yeah, he just puts it a little too far ahead of him. But, you know, they've started really well, T2. I'm sure Gregor is really happy. They're, you know, on the front foot and going for it.
Ball whipped in towards the front post. Barmby gets a touch to it, but Tulsa clears. Zambrano able to control and back out to the far side. Granito ball into the box. Cleared away by Ugarte. Tulsa controls. Can't keep possession though. Ball falls to Hansen, to Batista, and now to Zambrano.
I really like the way that T2 is set up against this team. I think they're going to have a lot of joy, and especially down the left. So far, so good.
Yeah, it certainly does appear that Suvantassen is playing as the lone striker up top, and Pavel Kondrakin is playing directly underneath him. Kondrakin making his 9th appearance for Tulsa this season, the Russian forward.
You know, he'll be a great outlet for the Roughnecks, Suvantassen. I mean, he's 6'6". He should be able to hold everything up.
Granito to Zambrano, top of the box. Granito takes the shot, deflected away. Wasn't going to be able to get much on it as he was falling down. But very positive play for T2 here early on. You know, really earlier this year in that May 27th loss for T2 to Tulsa, it was 3-1, but there was a weather delay about the 54th minute as the shot's taken by Zambrano well wide and out for a goal kick.
I think if Zambrano had another chance, I think he wouldn't shoot from there. A little bit far out, the angle wasn't great. But, you know, he's excited, he's playing, the T2 are doing really well, why not have a shot?
Well, back on May 27th when these two sides faced off, as I mentioned, a 3-1 win for Tulsa. There was a weather delay in the 54th minute, and Andrew Gregor was really happy with how T2 played after that weather delay. Thought that potentially to that point in the year it was their best soccer that they had played, and gave them confidence as they headed into the summer months. And while the results didn't necessarily fall their way, Willie, they've been in basically all the games that they played. They just haven't been able to take advantage of the opportunities as Tulsa has the ball, edge of the box, cross comes in. It's headed away by Batista, only to the top of the box, though. Shot comes in, and it's wide from Kaffa.
No, I agree with you. Most of the games I've seen T2 play this year, they've been in every game. They make silly mistakes and get killed for it, which is such a shame. But, you know, they don't score enough goals. They need, you know, if they had about another 4 guys out there who maybe scored only 4 goals each, they'd be in the top half of the table and going for the division title. So, you know, goals has been the toughest part of their season, of trying to score them. They just need to spread it out a little bit more.
Worth noting as well that if you didn't have an opportunity to see the news surrounding this T2 team recently, Viljan Bijev, who was a first-team USL player last year, has been loaned out to Sacramento Republic FC. So he was one of the straws that stirs the drink, if you will, for this team. But I think probably best for the team and for the player, the opportunity to head to Sacramento, and T2 have an opportunity to see here in the final months of the season what they have in that position, knowing that Bijev was a strong piece there.
Yeah, you know, I was a big fan of Bijev. I thought he was a really good player, but I just felt he needed to move on or move into the first team squad, and I thought that was really hard with the position he played. So I think it's a great move for both. It's a good move for the Timbers, and it's a great move for Bijev because I think he just needed another challenge.
Harold Hansen, strong dribbles down this near side, leaves for Cicerone. Cicerone able to get the ball to Barmby. Barmby gets around his man, takes a shot. It's fumbled by the goalkeeper, Serta. And Tulsa has to knock it out for the second goal, corner kick of the match for T2.
That's really weird. Good move. Barmby does great here. He's trying to bend it in the far post, just doesn't get it right. But yeah, he opened it up great, got his shot off. They're looking really, really good, T2. I'm really happy.
Modu Jadama was the player who saved Serta's hide there, as Barmby sends the ball in, headed on by Tulsa towards the back post, picked up there by Batista. Batista can't control, goes out off of him for a goal kick.
I think we just saw why Batista's a defender. He tried a little sneaky trick like a winger and just didn't come off.
Batista, just 18 years of age, and started 17th match of the season here today.
You know, to me, looking at him, that is amazing. He looks like a full-grown man. He's playing like a full-grown man, and he's only 18. That's amazing.
Seven Tussin called for the foul as Tuiloma goes down. That'll be a battle we'll watch throughout the course of the day as Tuiloma run over by Seven Tussin.
You know, I think you said it great. A battle. They're going to have to battle him all day because he's big, he's strong, he's going to be awkward. So you got to fight him and battle him the whole game.
Zambrano with a nice touch, sends Cicerone back to Zambrano, top of the box, into the middle for Augustine Williams. Can't quite control. Good defensive work by Tulsa to clear it out. Still haven't quite cleared the danger, and now pressure off a bit, but T2 quickly win it back. Good work there by Granito. Now Barmby dribbling it forward. Barmby's taken down from behind, and he does earn the foul. About 22 yards away from goal, a good shooting distance, as the captain was taken down from behind.
Yeah, I like Barmby. Yeah, see, he's attacking all the time. He gets it, he's going at the defense. He's putting people under pressure. He's started really well, Barmby, great captain. Now this, I would think, will be a Barmby free kick. He's going to bend it with his left foot. I think he'll go to the goalkeeper's right, and he'll try and stick it in the far corner. But I could be wrong.
You're never wrong, Willie. Come on now.
He's got a great left foot, Barmby, so this is kind of set up for him. So
saw him score earlier this year for the first team. He knows how to take these free kicks. Barmby and Granito standing over it. The whistle from Timothy Ford. It will be Barmby, strikes it, and he puts it in the back of the net. T2 are on top in the 13th minute.
Well, a great start, and a great free kick. Yeah, watch him, he bends it over the wall. Goalkeeper, no chance. He hits it really solid. Position is great. Just over the wall, it's coming down as it's hitting the goal. Perfect free kick.
Jack Barmby, his first goal for T2 here in his 6th appearance. The former Leicester City man has opened his account with T2 here in 2017. And T2 have an early lead. This is something to watch with a midweek match. No goals scored in that match into second half stoppage time, and then we saw a pair of them. Willie, what does the focus have to be now for Andrew Greger's side, especially here in the immediate aftermath of taking the lead?
Well, you know, you got to calm down to start with and get back to your game plan. You know, don't get carried away because you've scored. But don't stop playing the way they've been playing. They just dominated the game. They've been in control completely. They're looking really good going forward. They're finding room and space. And, you know, I thought the left-hand side would be where they get the most joy. But, you know, they're getting a lot of joy down the right, too. So they've still got the left-hand side to come with Arboleda and Farfan. So, yeah, things are looking good. Now they've got to watch the big guy up top. He's going to fight for it, get on the end of it. You've got to fight him. Don't give him a free header. He's going to beat you if you give him a free header.
Juan Pablo Caffa will strike this free kick as Tulsa has moved 6 men in and around the box. Ball comes in. Header won by Tulsa. Easy for Wade Hamilton, though. Really his first action here this afternoon.
You know, they're going to be dangerous on free kicks and corners all day.
Here comes the quick counterattack. Ball defeated. Jack Barmby tries to go inside for Victor Arboleda. And Arboleda was offside when Barmby sent the pass in.
Yeah, you know, Barmby really smart there. He saw there was an opportunity putting it inside the fullback for Arboleda to run onto, but Arboleda had just gone a little early and got caught offside.
Serta plays short to Jadama. Flag came up again from Kelsey Harms over here on the near side.
Never went outside the box, I think.
And we're back underway. Seven Tussin wins the header. Tuiloma wins the next one, but Tulsa maintains possession. Kaffa has it. Heavy touch, and Zambrano dispossesses it. T2 now coming the other direction. Cicerone, Indraganito, and back to Hansen. It's about this time last year that T2 were in the midst of a big run towards the end of the season that nearly got them into the USL postseason. Tied for that last playoff spot, but did not have the tiebreaker. And certainly showing flashes of that team last year with the way they played here in the first quarter hour.
Definitely. But, you know, just watching Zambrano, number 40, he's controlling the game already. He hasn't given a bad ball yet. He's winning it. He's changing play. He's finding people up top. He's just, to me, he's standing out right now and looking really, really good. He's controlling the game for T2, which is something they need. And, you know, boy, he looks really, really good.
Farfan can't keep it in play. As T2 really taken the game to Tulsa here early on. A Jack Barmby free kick goal in the 13th minute has T2 on top. Seven Tussin wins the header again. Tuiloma taken down by Kondrakin.
You know, with him, the big guy winning all the headers, you know, it's what you do when he goes up. It's the other guys who are not challenging him. They've got to really be alert because he's going to win 9 out of 10. And then it's like, where does he put it when he wins it?
Great ball forward from Tuiloma. Finds Cicerone, who controls it well. Now to Barmby into the box. Barmby defended well, plays back for Cicerone. Out to Hansen. Hansen in for Arboleda. Tries a back heel to Barmby. That's blocked by Jadama, who's been all over the field here early. Tulsa on it long, but T2 keep the pressure high and earn themselves a throw. All in for Barmby. His touch with the left boot just slightly behind Cicerone. And Tulsa have a chance to come the other direction. Really seems as if the play from T2 here early has been crisp, sharp, know where each other are. Giving themselves an opportunity to win the ball back quickly and do something with it as the long switch goes to George Corrales. Now to Calistri, back to Corrales. In the middle for Bourgeois, who haven't said his name much tonight except for the play in which he fouled Barmby from behind that set up the free kick goal. Ball forward into the box for Calistri, and he is offside. Flag up from our far side official, Mike Hohenholz. Calistri doesn't like the call, but nonetheless, Wade Hamilton will get us restarted here as we cross into the 20th minute.
And it's been a really, really good 20 minutes. I mean, if if you're the coach, you talk to them before the game. This is the 20 minutes you talk to them about. This is what I want you to do. Here's how I want you to play, and they're doing it. So.
Tuiloma wins a header to Augustine Williams. Controls with his chest. Now to Barmby, the long switch to Farfan. Marco Farfan, 6 appearances in Major League Soccer with the first team Timbers. As Arbaleda's pass leaves something to be desired, but he's able to get back and keep it in possession of T2. Renito out of Hansen. Hansen has grown up before our very eyes, just 17 years old.
I know, I like him a lot.
Appearance.
Yeah, he's just so enthusiastic. Well, you know, he's at that age you are, so. But I like him. I think he's got all the tools. You know, they could develop him. He could become like Powell, who, you know, starts for Timbers. So, hey, he's a great prospect.
Yep, played for the US U15, 16, and 18 teams. Was signed this past offseason as the focus for this T2 club. Really, Willie, was to, in some senses, go as young as possible and really use this as a chance to develop players for the first team. Tulsa really doesn't have an MLS-associated club. They do loosely, but really the focus of T2, while being competitive and wanting to win matches at the USL level, is to make sure that players like Marco Farfan in years past, or Bill Tuiloma, who just joins the team and is getting himself fit before joining the first team, have an opportunity to play games and get significant time. As Arboleda dribbles it forward, takes the shot. It's high and wide of Serta's net.
Yeah, that's Arboleda, you know, a little caption of him there. Gets it, he goes at people. Oh, you're looking to get a shot off. Gets under it and it goes over the bar. So, but you know, in regards to the younger development team, this T2 is, you know, it's great having young players in, but they have to have the ability and they have to have the, you know, the great character and attitude to want to be players. So, you know, you can say I've got 3 17-year-olds and 2 18-year-olds, but they've got to want it. They've got to have that great attitude, and they've got to have the ability.
Long switch to Calistri in front of Hansen, is able to control the ball. Corner of the box. Now to Kaffa, back to Calistri. Good work, defensive work by Hansen just to make things difficult for Calistri. And Hansen rewarded with the deflection. He knocks it out to touch off Calistri.
You know, there had to be a time in the game where the Roughnecks got into it a little bit because they haven't been into it for 20 minutes easy. So now they're trying to get a foot into the game, keep possession a bit more.
As Chidama wins out against Barmby. Really been working down this left-hand side, have Tulsa, as Tuiloma runs over Calistri. And Tulsa will have the restart here from the near side, about 30 yards from goal.
You know, you want to really not try to give that's a silly foul to me. The guy's going nowhere, he goes right through him. And now you put his team under real pressure because this big guy up top is going to fight for everything, so. Not a good idea giving cheap fouls away around the box against this team, the Roughnecks. You got so many big guys up who are going to come in and fight for it.
Kaffa will strike it with his left boot. He's got 6 assists so far in this 2017 campaign. He'll be looking to add a 7th. Ball comes in. Header won by Tulsa, but high over Wade Hamilton's net. As Tulsa,
yeah, it's a great cross. Fight for that. And they got so many big guys, you know. Somebody's going to be available, so.
It was Bourgeois who got on the end of it.
You know, danger signals coming in there, so, you know, don't give cheap fouls away around the box, and you've just got to fight for everything when these cross. And they're really good crosses coming in, so that's hard to do.
Hamilton strikes it, making his 8th appearance with T2 here in 2017. Tuiloma can't quite control it as he tried to punt it long. Falls to Tulsa, and the Roughnecks have an opportunity to quickly come the other direction. Header won by Tuiloma, straight back out to touch on the far side.
I think that's what we'll see a lot from the Roughnecks. Route 1, hit a big cross into the box. Let the big guy up top fight for it, so. They don't have to be pretty. They can use that when they need to.
Tulsa still in possession, pressured heavy. But now a ball into the box. Can't tell if Farfan got something on that. I think he did to get it out to the corner of the box, but Tulsa keeping the pressure on. Ball to Ayala. Deflects out for a Tulsa throw as we take a look at David Vaudreuil in his first season as manager of this Tulsa side. They went very young. His assistants, Lloyd Kinnear, a couple familiar names as well, Kosuke Kimura and Donovan Ricketts. Both former Timbers. Only Lloyd Kinnear is here today, though. Kosuke Kimura is as well because he's a player coach. Donovan Ricketts is an academy coach with this Tulsa side. It's like a long throw coming from Tulsa here. Ball into the box. Tussin can't get on the end of it. Farfan wins out. Now a chance for T2 to come the other direction. And Arboleda rises up, wins the header. At least out to touch for a T2 throw. But Vaudreuil, 7 seasons in Major League Soccer, spent 14 years as a professional. Actually played for Bob Bradley at Princeton.
You know, T2 have got to get back to what they did the first 20 minutes. Zambrano on the ball a lot. Barnesby dictating, creating. They've kind of lost that the last 5 minutes. They've got to get it back and cool this Roughnecks down. They're playing really well right now. They're creating chances. Every chance they create is from a cross.
Free and easy play for Tulsa right now, as you mentioned, Willie. Corrales goes back for Jadama. Defended by Barmby. Back to Corrales. And nice interplay there as Corrales comes forward into the box. Tuiloma sends away the cross.
Now this is a great piece of defending. That is a very dangerous cross. He looks up, he can pick out, and Tumilla just places himself in the right place. Great, great defending.
Tulsa have certainly grown into this game really in the last 7-8 minutes. Jack Barmby's goal in the 13th is the lone tally we have in this match thus far. Bourgeois now to Calistri, corner of the box. Inside the box, Hansen deflects it away momentarily. Calistri able to get on the end of it, and he'll let it roll out across the end line for Tulsa's first corner kick of the afternoon.
I think now you can see the experience for the Tulsa team starting to take over the game a little bit, and the inexperience from T2 kind of losing it a little. So T2 needs somebody to get hold of this ball and dictate the play just to calm everything down.
Kaffa strikes it with his left boot into the box. Header straight up in the air by Jadama. Header won by Batista. Now Jadama with an audacious effort off the volley. And it nearly rolls all the way to the corner flag before it goes across the end line for a Wade Hamilton goal kick.
You know, it's a great game. All T2 for 20 minutes. Now for the last 8-10 minutes, it's all been Roughnecks. So it's a very interesting game. So who knows how it's going to end up, but it's going to be a really exciting game.
Back and forth we go. As Augustine Williams can't quite win the header. Tulsa quickly back in possession. Cicerone pressuring Corrales, who gets around him. He'll continue to dribble it forward, force Hansen to make a play on the ball, which he does, out to touch. Half an hour in here at Providence Park. Fletcher Johnson and Willie Anderson with you as Jack Barmby's 13th minute free kick goal has T2 on top here on a sultry day in downtown Portland.
what I think is really helping the Roughnecks out there, pushing their fullbacks up to be like wingers. So they're creating 2-to-1 situations on the sidelines. And right now it's all down the left. I don't think I've seen them go down the right. So
into the middle for Bourgeois. He loses out to Arboleda. Barmby allows it to roll past him, and he gains possession ahead of Calistri. Now goes back for Batista. Goes to Tuiloma, and the Timber T2 happy to slow things down a bit.
Yeah, they should. They should just keep possession for a while, take the sting out of the game, get their breath back, and get their system going again.
Farfan controls with the chest, but slips as he chases after it, and Tulsa comes the other direction quickly. Bourgeois, long switch over here to the near side to Corrales. Corrales wider to Calistri, make that Kondrakin. Defended by Hansen. Hansen, nice work to win the ball, and he keeps it going the other direction. Chance for T2 to counter. 4v4 if they hurry. Hansen coming down the near side. Bourgeois comes to defend. Ton of room for Barmby. Takes the shot. Had sort of concern diving to his left, but it was wide in the end.
Great work by Hansen. Great tackle here. Watch. Wins the ball, keeps it in play, goes for it. And Barmby, not a bad shot, not a great shot, but you know, it was on, he should have took it.
Virtually from the same spot that he made the free kick from.
You know, with Barmby's left foot, you know, he gets within 30 yards of the goal, I have no problem in shooting.
Kondrakin beats out Hansen for the header. Tuiloma comes over to knock it out to touch.
You know, if I was a coach, what I might do just to kind of stifle the game down a bit, I'd bring Arboleda over to the right so he can block the left side up, because that's where everything's coming from for the Roughnecks, is down the left. So I'd bring him over and just stick him out here for 5-10 minutes so he can crowd up this side.
Great hold-up play there by Augustine Williams, allowing T2 to release pressure and start to move some numbers forward as well. Holding off Jadama, winning the long ball forward from Hansen, and eventually getting it back to Cicerone. Arboleda now the ball at his feet. Now the switch to Hansen. T2 moving the ball well. Into the middle for Zambrano. Arboleda stopped his run. Zambrano played him through, but Arboleda had stopped his run. Serta comes off his line easily to pick it up.
You know, that was a great run to start with from Arboleda. I don't know why he stopped, did it mid-run. And Zambrano, you know, it's like, oh, great ball. I thought you were going to be there, so. Yeah, you know, they have all this freedom down this left-hand side. So I think you've got to block that up. You've got to fill the gaps there.
Ball in the corner, it'll roll out to touch for a Tulsa throw. Renzo Zambrano, as we mentioned, second match with T2, spent the last 3 years in Spain and is a Venezuelan men's national teamer, has made 3 appearances with the Venezuelan national team. A player who we saw early on in this match, Willie, have a lot of success. He's kind of maybe disappeared here in the last 5 or 10 minutes, but as Seven Tesson takes a shot over the top of his head with his right boot, and Wade Hamilton off his line to grab it.
Yeah, I agree that they've kind of faded out of the game. You know, Barmby's not in it much, and Brano's not. I think part of that reason is that Tulsa have taken over the game. They're controlling the game. They're controlling the ball. They're getting a lot of room down the left-hand side. So right now, it's, you know, it's a good check for T2. You know, just calm down.
Looked like a good tackle there by Granito, but Timothy Ford felt otherwise. As we get another look.
Yeah, you know, he's going for the ball. He gets the ball, but, you know, the guy goes over as well. So the referee's right there. He makes his decision. You can't do nothing about it. But, you know, it was a good tackle. At least the guy will know, hey, somebody's going to come and kick me while I'm in this midfield. I better look out for that.
Kaffa standing over it again. Wearing number 10 and the true number 10 for this Tulsa side. Send the ball into the box. Header won by Tulsa. Hamilton comes off his line. Could have been dangerous Couple unmarked Tulsa players there in the box, and maybe lucky that that one just got popped straight up into the air, and Hamilton was able to run out, pick it up.
Well, I think the Roughnecks have figured it out. All we've got to do is stick a good cross into the box. We've got enough people there. We'll most probably win 9 out of 10. So they, you know, they're nothing fancy. Just get it into the box. Let them fight for it.
Arboleda called for a handball.
And, you know, defensively, there's not a lot you can do about that. You know, if a guy's crossing the ball from 40 yards out, you know, there's not a lot you can do about it. So,
yeah, this is certainly one of those games in which, sure, Andrew Greger told his team before, no cheap fouls anywhere within 40 yards of the goal, as Corrales tries to get in the end of the long ball forward. Can't do so. T2 released the pressure. Jadama's header out wide, and ball pinging around and eventually falls to the feet of Harold Hansen. Zambrano, his touch lets him down a bit, but he's able to keep possession. Now he loses out. Chance here for Tulsa. Handball called, though, on Bourgeois. And that is a big call from Timothy Ford, because Tulsa had a chance with numbers to attack forward quickly. It looks like it did touch off his right arm there. Weak pass back from Harold Hansen forces Lamar Batista to just come over and kick all the way through it out to touch.
I think we're seeing here today a team that play to your strengths. And their one strength is the big guy up top. Let's just knock crosses in from everywhere and let's see what happens. So, you know, they're not fancy. They're just doing what they're really good at, what, you know, they're built for. But a worry for me a little is down this left-hand side, that the Roughnecks keep making opportunity after opportunity, getting in around the back, getting good crosses in.
Timothy Ford stopped play. Looks like there's a bit of blood on Renzo Zambrano's jersey here in the 37th minute, so he'll have to come off, and T2 will have to play down a man momentarily.
Well, I have no idea where that blood came from.
Well, yeah, it was on Zambrano's back, which means that it had to come from someone else, and likely would have had to come from a Tulsa player. But Timothy Ford blows the whistle, and we're back underway. Zambrano changed his jersey, and now he's allowed back on. Hansen gets there ahead of Seven Tesson. And Hamilton off his line to pick it up. Final 7.5 minutes plus stoppage time before halftime here at Providence Park. T2 trying to maintain this 1-0 lead as Seven Tesson dribbles it forward, keeps possession. Kondracone, a right-footed curler, trying to put the postage stamp on it. Doesn't quite put enough on it to get it inside the frame.
You can see what he's going to do when he gets the ball. He's got it. He looks up. I'm going to bend it top corner if I can. Just doesn't get it right, but you could read it from start to finish. He knew what he was going to do. Just didn't come off. But, you know, if I'm T2 now, I'm thinking, let's just get in at half-time, 1-0 up, and then regroup, because they're under a lot of pressure.
Then it looks as if we found the culprit, if you will, when it comes to the blood issue. Running over to the Tulsa sideline now. And that is Joaquin Rivas, who is upset that he has to come off the field. Wiping off his left arm.
You know, it amuses me when the player comes off. He knows he's got to come off, he's got blood on him. It's just the rules, and he complains.
Shinama goes backwards for Serta, pressured by Augustine Williams. Tulsa able to release the pressure, find Seven Tesson. His touch into the middle for Kaffa, cut out by Zambrano. Tons of space in the center of the field for Jack Barmby. Barmby was expecting Arboleda to make the run. Once again, Arboleda had stopped his run. So easy pickup for Serta inside his box. Rivas wins the header ahead of Batista. But T2 quickly win it back. Final 5 minutes plus stoppage time here at the end of the first half. Willie, what do you want to see? Is Augustine Williams some nice work to try and get on the end of this, forces Jadama to play it out to touch. Augustine Williams certainly been active, especially in the last 10 to 15 minutes. A few different occasions where he was able to create some problems for that back line.
What I'd like to see for the last 5 minutes is Arboleda and Farfan getting into the game, doing some damage down the left. Haven't seen that at all. So, you know, they have the ability and they could be a great tool and a great weapon for T2. I'd just like to see the ball more down there, our left-hand side, just to get them going.
Rivas with it in the center circle. Kafa to Calistri. Inside the box, Tuiloma comes out to defend, takes the shot, goes through the legs of Tuiloma, but not much on it, and Hamilton able to pick it up.
Yeah, you know, he comes in, he's looking, his finish wasn't great. But, you know, he got lucky, he got it through the legs of the defender and a shot on goal.
It's a crucial point in this match for T2 to maintain this 1-0 lead into the break. Tulsa has controlled play the final 25 to last 20 minutes of this half. After T2 scored the opening goal on a Jack Barbie free kick in the 13th minute. Kafa the switch out to the right. Rivas, defended by Arboleda. Goes back for Ugarte. It's been relatively quiet today. Now back to this near side where Tulsa has attacked time and time again. Bourgeois switches it back once again. Kafa picks it up, finds Calistri. Patient build-up here by Tulsa as they look to try and find a hole in the T2 defense that's been pretty strong so far here in the first half. Rivas out wide. Cross comes in towards the back post, finds an open Tulsa player, he sends it in, and it looked like it was Calistri or Kondrakin in the box who might have got a touch to it, and it's out for a corner kick.
Now this is what you call last-minute gasp defending. Look at that tackle. What a great time tackle that is to get the ball out and cleared.
Well, that was Granito for T2. Here comes the corner kick from Kafa. Up in the air, falls to the feet of Rivas, top of the box. He's looking for a foul. Do they give it? Yes, they do, and it will be a penalty kick chance for Tulsa in the 43rd minute. Let's take a look, Willie.
Yeah, it's good clearance. The guy goes well. Oh, yeah, oh, that's pretty close. The referee's got a great view of it. Just bad timing. You know, you're hoping to go in 1-up. And now they have a chance to level it. And, you know, you're 2 minutes away from the half. They'll go in feeling, if they score this, they'll go in feeling really good. T2 won't feel good at all.
Juan Pablo Kafa will be the man to take it. His nickname is El Violinista del Viaducto. He'll strike it with his left foot, looking for his 7th goal of 2017. Strikes straight down the middle. And Tulsa have leveled it minutes before halftime.
He took a really good penalty, kept his head, kept his cool, right down the middle. But you watch this, he just, you know, he knows what he's going to do, waits for the goalkeeper to dive, just chips it in. Really good penalty. That takes a lot of courage and a lot of patience and a lot of confidence to do that, but terrible timing. The worst possible time to give away a penalty.
And that's a tough one to stomach for T2. As Tulsa levels it before halftime. T2 earns the throw. Andrew Greger not happy with Timothy Ford, who is going to come over to the sideline here and have a chat with Andrew Greger.
I think Andrew's just frustrated at the timing and the penalty when they were trying to hold on to halftime. So, you know, coaches get frustrated like everybody else, and Andrew's a pretty fiery guy. So, you know, you just got to be careful. You don't want to be sent into the stands. Doesn't help the team out.
We've reached the 45 minutes, and we're going to play 1 minute of stoppage time here at the end of the first half. Such a bright start for T2. The first 20 minutes of this match, really controlled play, got a deserved goal, you certainly felt. And then over the last 25 minutes, Tulsa's grown into the match and created problems for T2. As another chance forward, Condrican comes forward, and a great save by Wade Hamilton off the left boot of Condrican. Keeps this match level. This will likely be the last corner kick of the first half.
It's a good save. He hits it at him. It's a save he should make, but you know, he still made it. But you know, it turns out for a corner kick, and they're really dangerous on corner kicks.
Big to exist in these kind of moments. You have to win these headers. As Kaffa's cross comes in, header won by Tuiloma, again falls to the top of the box, pops straight up into the air. Well, forward, but up into the air, goes out across the end line as Timothy Ford blows the whistle at the end of the first half. T2 unfortunate to not have the lead at the break. A Juan Pablo Kaffa penalty kick goal in the 44th minute has this match all level here through 45 minutes. We'll come back, have some halftime highlights for you during the halftime show. Jack Barmby scored for T2, Juan Pablo Kaffa for Tulsa, and we are tied at 1 at the break here at Providence Park.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Week 23 of the 2017 USL regular season was one for the record books. 5 midweek matchups took center stage as the league's total attendance record was shattered. Wednesday night saw the USL surpass the 1.5 million mark in total attendance, pushing past 2016's total attendance in just 6.5 weeks after the league passed the 1 million mark. FC Cincinnati continues to lead the league in average attendance with more than 20,000 fans per game, with Sacramento Republic FC not far behind. But notably this season, the league has more than doubled its number of teams averaging more than 5,000 fans per game, with 9 clubs above that mark. Those 9 teams, which include newcomers Reno 1868 FC, Ottawa Fury FC, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies, sit in the top 11 in average attendance nationally outside Major League Soccer. With the season pushing on, the 2 million attendance mark is on the horizon. As the race for the 2017 USL Cup playoffs heats up, the league's fans are not cooling down. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track.
Oh, hey. She's cute. Nice going, man.
Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
The beautiful Willamette River that runs through the heart of downtown Portland here in Oregon. And we are back at Providence Park at halftime, 1-1 between T2 and Tulsa Roughnecks FC. High above the field, back into the broadcast booth, Fletcher Johnson alongside Willie Anderson. Willie, in that first half, we saw both teams really take control at different points. It was T2 that came out strong. Tulsa dominated the later stage of the half. Your thoughts on the first 45?
Well, I think what we talked about at the beginning, inexperienced, young side, and a very experienced old heads out there. And I think, you know, T2 went at him with youthful enthusiasm, looked great.
And we start off in the 13th minute. Jack Barmby earned a free kick, and he took it well.
Oh, it's a great, perfect free kick. It's over the wall, it's coming down as it's hitting the goal. Yeah, you couldn't do it any better than that. It was perfect.
Barmby opened his USL account here in 2017 in his 6th appearance with Andrew Greger's T2 side. We move to the 43rd minute, and Timothy Ford makes a decision.
You know, the referee's 5 yards away looking straight at it. Definite penalty, and he takes it really well. I mean, he makes it look easy, but it takes a lot of courage to do that.
Juan Pablo Caffa levels the score with his 7th goal of the season, and then a big save from Wade Hamilton.
Great save, great save. You know, keeps them in at one each, right at the end. Yeah, I think the goalkeeper's done really well, and that was a great save.
As we take a look at the first half stats, each team with a goal, as we mentioned. Tulsa out shooting Portland 10-7. Possession also in favor of the visitors.
Yeah, they stepped it up after 20 minutes and took control. And you know, they've got that secret weapon, and it's no secret. Just whack it in, cross it, and the big 6'6" guy gets on the end and fights for it.
So we're just about set for the second half of action here from Providence Park. And really, Willie, when we take into consideration what we saw in the first half, it was Tulsa attacking down the right-hand side of T2's defense. How does Andrew Greger try and combat that here as we begin the second half in moments?
You know, I would just switch Arboleda over to the right. This is what that'll do. It'll do a couple of things. One, it'll give them more room on the right. But it'll block off all that room because they've been getting so much room going up and down the left because the left defender's been pushing right up. Arboleda will stop that. He'll crowd that side out. And, you know, he hasn't been getting into the game much on the left anyway, so that's what I would do. I'd just put an extra body in there and try and control it.
Meanwhile, our spotlight player for T2 heading into the game today was Bill Tuiloma. Made 4 appearances. This is his 5th start here today with T2. Couple goals already this season, but focused more defensively today on the 6'6" target man, Ian Svevenson.
Well, and I think he's doing really well because, you know, Svevenson hasn't done a lot in the box. I mean, he's fighting for it out of it, but he's not doing a lot of damage in the box. He's not getting on the end of any headers. I mean, every corner free kick comes in. Somebody else gets it, he doesn't. So I think they're doing a good job at keeping him under control. They just got to look out for everybody else.
Really like to see T2 come out the way they did in the first half. Strong, confident, sharp. If they can do that, a very good opportunity to maybe get a goal here to start the second half and get that lead back as Timothy Ford gets us underway here to start the second 45 minutes of action. Batista, nifty little maneuver to run over the ball and eventually knock it back to Wade Hamilton. It's Arboleda who wins the free kick just inside the attacking half as Ayala had his elbows up and caught Arboleda in the back of the head. He gets a talking to from Timothy Ford. And Zambrano will restart for T2. Long switch over to Tuiloma in the middle for Granito. Back to Barmby, wearing the captain's armband today. To Granito, takes the first time shot. It is nearly on target. Says it took a deflection off of one of the Tulsa defenders. It goes just skirting over the top of Serta's net, and it is a corner kick for T2.
I think, yeah, see, Barmby does a great ball there, and that's a really good shot, actually. But, you know, looking at it, Barmby, if he's involved in the game a lot, T2 are going to do really well. So they've really got to get him going, get him on the ball, and he'll create stuff for everybody else.
Ball comes in, shouts for a handball from T2. Andrew Greger with his arms up on the sideline.
Well, this is a good start for T2. I like it. They just got to keep it going for 45 minutes, that's all. Nothing big.
Certainly a sharp start from the home side, matching what they did in the first half as well, as Tulsa now relieves pressure. Ball forwards for Sevenson. A foul called, though, on Hansen. As it certainly looked like it could have been an opportunity for Portland to earn a penalty kick of their own.
I think the Roughnecks are just going to slow this game down as much as they can. Try and keep possession and break or do that big cross in the box. A big guy up top. So I think they're going to slow the game down as much as they can, try and control it like they finished the first half.
Tulsa, you'd have to imagine, with their road record this season, would love a point on the road, as they're in the midst of a bit of a road trip here. 4 matches in a row, Tulsa playing on the road. Played Seattle on Wednesday. They played T2 here today. Travel to Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2 for a Wednesday matchup on the 6th. And then we'll play Real Monarchs to wrap up the road trip.
They've got that West Coast trip. Put all the games together. Maybe they're on the road the whole time. Maybe they don't come home.
Brano run off the ball. Can't control it. Out to touch. Meanwhile, only 2 more home matches for T2 this season. They play Real Monarchs at home next Saturday. And a road match against Reno 1868 on the 23rd, and then the final home match of the year against Phoenix Rising on the 27th of September, before going out on the road for the final 4 matches of the regular season.
No, I think this is a big finish for the T2 players, because, you know, a lot of them will be out of contract and they'll all want to come back, I'm sure.
Tuoloma with the long dribble forward, top of the box. Inside the box now, will drop it back for Granito, into the middle for Barmby, gets it on that favored left foot, gets around one man, is forced off the ball by Bourgeois, though, who knocks it out to touch on the near side.
He was just trying to get a shot off all the time, get that extra little half a yard. Just couldn't work for him.
Brano finds Barmby again, now wide to Farfan. Farfan trying to get around Ayala. Jaime Ayala does well to win that ball. Farfan called for the foul. Andrew Greger not happy with that call. And Willie, it's something we've talked about in the first half and talked about before we came on the air today. T2, you know, you see matches and you see teams throughout the course of the year, they make mistakes, but they don't necessarily get punished for them. This is a T2 team that it seems like every time they've made a mistake here in 2017, they've been punished for it.
They have, you know, and they're a young team and in a development stages, so they're going to make mistakes. But, you know, the games I've seen and commentated on, they get killed for every mistake they make, you know. The other teams will make mistakes, and the T2 won't be able to take advantage of them.
Here comes Rivas towards the corner of the box, defended by Batista. Batista, nice work to knock it away from Rivas. And T2 look to release. Arboleda in central for Barmby. Too far out in front of him, though, and rolls to Jadama.
You know, I'd really like to see a lot more out of Arboleda. He's not in the game at all. He's kind of just up and down the left-hand side. And I'd like to see Farfan get more involved as well. But, you know, the game seems to be on the other side all the time. On T2's right and the Roughnecks left. There's not much going on this side down the left for the Timbers. So I don't know, there comes a time in the game when you know, Arboleda is a great player, great attacking player. You know, you make a decision, you want to shove him over to the right to see if it works better for him there. I don't know.
Arbolade's made a handful of appearances with the first team Timbers this year. In spot duty.
he's a great talent. He's great talent going forward, and he's really quick and tricky. So
here comes the ball in from Kaffa. Gets over the head of the first man, Hansen, but won by Granito. And now T2 trying to counterattack. They have a chance here, and great ball win by Ayala, who takes the shot directly at Wade Hamilton, who makes the save, and still a chance for T2 to counterattack here. 5v5 if they hurry. It's Granito bringing it down that far side. Still moving forward. Pauses momentarily, will drop it to Zambrano. He's got Hansen making the overlapping run, instead goes central for Barmby. Batista to Farfan, defended by Ayala. First time crossed by Farfan on the ground, not much on it, and easily cleared away by Tulsa. Arboleta's got to come the other way to defend quickly. Seven Tussin knocks it out off of Batista to touch.
Yeah, that was, you know, it was a good opportunity to Farfan to get a good cross in. His cross wasn't the greatest, but it was a great position. They should be trying to get him into those situations a lot more often.
Kaffa, long switch out to the far side, and too much on it, or does he keep it in play? No, it goes out to touch. It was Corrales trying to get there, nearly did, but it did roll across that sideline on the far side.
Now, I've been trying to figure out why is the game on that side all the time, and I think one of the reasons are T2 don't have a wide right guy out there, so there's a lot of room on the outside. And the Roughnecks has figured that out, and they're pushing their left back, left defender up as like a forward all the time where that space is. So I think that's part of the reason. I'm sure there's other reasons, but there is a lot more room out there for the Roughnecks than there is for T2.
Augustine Williams fouled. Zambrano takes the free kick quickly and sends it directly to Corrales. And Tulsa back in possession. Zambrano raised his hand and apology as the ball forward finds Rivas corner of the box. Defended by Farfan. Rivas leaves it for Ayala. Ayala's first time cross. Header won by T2. Only momentarily to the top of the box. Jadama to Kaffa. Kaffa goes down. No foul called by Timothy Ford. And here comes Arboleta the other direction. Central for Barmby. If he can get around his man, which he does, he leaves it out for Cicerone. Cicerone into the corner of the box. Cross in towards the back post. Serta off his line to grab.
Great opportunity, great break. They got... Barmby does great. What a great ball. Now he has time. Okay, take it. He looks up. His cross isn't the greatest, so it gets cut out. But, you know, they're starting it second half like they started the first, T2, so let's try and keep it going for more than 20 minutes.
Tulsa earn the throw.
You know, just a comment. I'm looking at Williams up top for T2, and you know, I don't think I've mentioned his name once in the whole game. I mean, whether it's, you know, they're marking him really well or what, I don't know, but I think he needs to work a little bit harder just to get into the game, and I haven't been seeing that. But he's against a really good player who's marking him really tight, not giving him any room. But, you know, situations like that, you just got to fight and fight and fight and work really hard. So,
how do his teammates try and get him more involved in the game, as he nearly is able to steal that back pass to Serta? But how do his teammates find a way to get him more involved? Because it's on him in some senses, but in other ways, it's about his teammates giving him an opportunity to be a part of the game.
Well, you know what I think it is? They see he's marked all the time, so they don't pass it to him, where they should be thinking, all right, I'm going to knock it into the channels, let him chase it, and get into the game that way. You know, if they want to play it to his feet, he's marked really tight, so they're going to, I'm not going to do that. They should just knock him long balls down the channels and say, go on, chase that and get yourself into the game.
Tulsa's readying their first substitution at the next dead ball. Seven Tesson gets ahead to the ball, goes down, claiming he was taken down. Timothy Ford having none of it, though. And T2 releases the pressure momentarily. Ayala pressured by Arboleda. Arboleda fouls Ayala, and it's been a frustrating afternoon for Victor Arboleda as we see that first substitution for Tulsa. Coming off is Pavel Kondrakin, and into the match, Colin Fernandez, a 20-year-old from Downers Grove, Illinois. He is on loan from Chicago Fire, has appeared in 22 matches already this year with 21 starts, a goal, and 2 assists to his name here in 2017.
Now, just a quick thought on Arboleda. He's very frustrated. He's doing silly things, silly fouls. You know, if he's not careful, he'll get yellow carded, and then he, you know, anything can happen. He can get a red. I think he's got to get into the game. I think the reason he's frustrated, he's just not into the game at all. I would definitely push him over to the right.
Hansen wins out, and a chance for a quick counter. 2v2 if they hurry. Hansen has Augustine Williams with him, dribbling into the corner of the box, cuts it back, now gets around his man again, takes the shot, oh, and it's high. Great work by Hansen all the way up until that final ball, but just can't direct it on frame.
This is great. He wins it. He uses his brute strength, just pushes him out of the way. Barmby again, perfect, great ball, and he's finished. He so ends it. What a shame. That would have been a great goal and a deserved goal for Hansen, because, you know, he made it happen. And for me, I think he's playing really, really well.
Here come T2 once again. This ball for Arboleda. Arboleda into the box, gets around one man, takes the shot. What a save by Fabian Serta. With his right hand, sticks it out and knocks it out across the end line. But there's the Victor Arboleda you know and love.
Yes, yes, yes. Please give me more. He does great. He fakes him out, gets his shot, and the goalkeeper's really lucky. He's going to his left, and he just sticks his right hand out. Saves it. That's Arboleda at his best. He needs to do that a lot more.
Here comes the corner kick in towards the back post. Header won by Sevenson and picked up by Zambrano 40 yards away. Zambrano with some nifty footwork will send the cross in once again. Header won by Jadama, picked up by Cicerone, corner of the box, can't control it. Sevenson tries to body Cicerone off the ball, and he's called for a foul, and he'll get a yellow card for this, and this will be a dangerous opportunity for T2.
And this is a yellow card. Watch him. He just sees him coming, sticks his left arm in his face, in his throat. A ridiculous foul.
First card of the match issued by Timothy Ford.
You know, it's been a really clean game so far, so, you know.
It's a matter of feet. The foul committed by Lamar Batista in the 43rd minute was inches inside the box. That foul by Sevenson, a foot outside the box, makes all the difference in the world.
Game of inches.
Barmby.
Left footer, he'll bend it.
Here it comes. He strikes it this time off the wall towards the top of the box, off of Kaffa. Tuoloma can't control it. Tulsa can attack the other direction. Ayala fouled by Batista. And Tulsa has a chance to slow things down.
Well, this is way, way better by T2. I mean, they started really well. They're on the front foot all the time. They've taken over the game. They're bossing it. You know, we just got to keep it going. You can't allow the Roughnecks to get back into it like we did in the first half.
T2 certainly playing well here in the first 15+ minutes of this second half. Chances abound. Barmby with the ball at his feet. The goal scorer. Switches play to Farfan. Now to Arboleda. A little 2v2 with Farfan. Pass from Arboleda back in the direction of Farfan. Cut out. Punted long by Tulsa. Now Zambrano picks it up.
You know what may be happening right now is that, you know, T2, the young guy, full of enthusiasm, very fit. Maybe the Roughnecks are getting a little bit tired, you know, them older legs.
Ball forward from Batista. Farfan keeps it in play, can't get back up and control it though, as Farfan fouls Ayala, who is, in all honesty, gone down like a ton of bricks about 3 or 4 times here in the second half already.
Yeah, you know, he's young and enthusiastic. Ouch, stood on his heel.
That one was well worth going down for.
But, you know, in that situation, the guy's going nowhere. He's going away from your goal. Just prop him up, make him make the decision to do something else. Don't foul him cheaply and they get the ball back. So
pretty even in terms of fouls, as you saw there. 10 on Portland, 8 on Tulsa. 63 minutes in.
But, you know, Farfan, he's 18 years old. You know, this is a great learning experience. Maybe he'll learn from that situation there. I just should hold off there. So.
Well, back into play. Tuiloma wins the header. Zambrano controls. Nice work to get around Bourgeois. Zambrano is cool and collected on the ball. His time in Spain most recently has prepared him for that.
You know, if you play in Spain, you've got to have great skill and ability. And, you know, he looks like he has all that. I like him. He's starting to boss the game again, which they need. Him and Barnby, if they're in the game a lot, T2 are going to be on top.
Cicerone out to Hansen. Hansen has had a bright second half so far. He gets around his man, now leaves for Cicerone. In centrally for Zambrano, 40 yards from goal. Switch to Farfan, controls with a left boot. Barnby to Zambrano, trying to get Cicerone to make the diagonal run. Cut out by Tulsa. Nice work by Batista to run Rivas off the ball. And gain possession. 65th minute at Providence Park. Fletcher Johnson and Willie Anderson here with you. This match actually kicked off a couple hours early today due to extreme weather conditions, as that was a nasty fall for Marco Farfan. Ball played out by Batista. That was very nasty for Marco Farfan, and he is down and in pain. Surrounded not only by T2 players, but by Tulsa players as well. And you hate to see that, Willie. It was just an awkward slip on the ball, and then it looked like his foot might have got caught in the turf as he went down.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it doesn't look good at all. How unlucky can you get? You know, nobody around you. You just kind of, the ground goes away from you, your foot sticks, and everything else keeps moving. So.
And you can see Marco Farfan in a ton of pain.
You know, I think he's just coming back from an ankle injury. Maybe he's just injured that again, but it didn't look good. And he's such a bright, bright prospect.
You hope that that is simply the case as we take another look.
Yeah, he's
just one of those bizarre situations and scenarios that arise as he kind of ran back into the perfect position to deflect the pass.
Oh, ouch. You know, that looks really, really bad.
Yeah, and you hope that that's just a twisted ankle, a sprain of an ankle, and nothing worse. But Marco Farfan in a ton of pain down on the field right now.
You know, speaking from experience, when you go over on your ankle, the initial pain is amazingly bad. And I'm just hoping maybe that's it. But, you know, looking at him, he's not in a good way at all. He just... I really, really feel for him. He's such a bright prospect.
Yeah, homegrown player, first ever signed by the Portland Timbers first team, and you certainly hope that that things are all right as he starts to get to his feet. All right, well, we have the opportunity. Why don't we show you how we got here this afternoon. It started in the 13th minute. Jack Barmby earned a free kick. He took it well.
Great free kick right over the wall. It's going down on the way to the goal. Perfect. Couldn't have been better. Great left foot.
We move to the 43rd minute. Lamar Batista.
Yeah, you know, he's unlucky in a way, but, you know, he's 5 yards from the referee. And that's a really good penalty. He makes it look easy, but you've got to have a lot of courage to do that. So
Jack Barmby's first goal in USL this season gave T2 the lead, which they held on to for about 30 minutes. And then it was Juan Pablo Caffa with his 7th goal of the year off the penalty kick. Leveled the tally just before halftime. So Marco Farfan subbed off, and you certainly wish Farfan well as his head is in his hands here on the sideline. Kyle Bjornathan has come in to replace Farfan, the 22-year-old Snohomish, Washington native. Spent 4 seasons at Seattle Leonas, making his 19th appearance with T2 this season.
Well, he's got a little over 30 minutes to impress everybody and keep this team T2 defense solid. You know, they started this half really, really well. They've looked dangerous. They've looked the better team. The Roughnecks have kind of gone out of it a little, but they did that in the first half, so you never know, they could come back. They have the experience and the quality to do that.
Well, it's one of those really interesting moments, Willie. In all honesty, you certainly hope that Marco Farfan is okay, and he's walking right behind the Tulsa bench right now with a pretty significant limp, but he is putting weight on the foot, so that is good to see, no doubt. But it's one of those weird stoppages in play. You stop for about 2 to 3 minutes, everyone gets a chance to catch their breath. Those are dangerous moments, especially for young teams, aren't they?
Yeah, very, you know, because when you have a break like that, you come down from it and you switch off, really, and then some players just take a little longer to switch on again, and that's when you're in trouble. You know, some players that kind of daydream a little and all that. So you've got to be on your toes at all times.
Up to that point in the second half, T2 had really played solid and controlled a lot of the action. So let's see how this next 5 minutes plays out as Caffa tries the ball over the top for Rivas, finds him. Make that Calistri. Now it's Bourgeois finding Ayala. Ayala offside. That was dangerous there as he was able to bring it down and control it for a moment, but was deemed offside by this near side official on the touchline, Kelsey Harms.
It's a good shout. You know, it's the left-hand side again of the Roughnecks.
And here we go again. It is Caffa into the box, takes the shot off the crossbar, over the top of Wade Hamilton. Picked up at the edge by Seven Tussin. Takes the shot, deflected there by Tuiloma. Still in the box. T2 clears momentarily, but only to Ayala, who can't control the ball. Now Victor Arboleda a chance to come the other direction. Numbers if they hurry. Long switch over to the far side, has Granito over there. Controls with a right boot. Touch to it from Tulsa, now Barmby has it. Now Hansen trying the through ball on the diagonal run to Zambrano, can't find him, and Tulsa now comes the other direction. Caffa stays on his feet and wins out. Seven Tussin dribbling forward. Bodies Hansen off the ball. Able to find Fernandez. Caffa with plenty of time to sit on the ball, 50 yards from goal. As everybody in the defensive half for Portland, ball backwards, nearly stolen away. Ugarte didn't put enough on that. Ball will eventually roll out to touch for a Tulsa throw. Here's a look at Caffa's shot. Nearly a brace.
It's a great shot. It's so clean. You know, it can hit the bar and go in, hit the bar, go out. We got lucky, but it was a great shot. Good move. But it all stems from the left-hand side for the Roughnecks. They're still carving up space and room down there. There we go again.
come T2 the other direction. Granito with it on the run. He's taken down from behind, and the foul given, much to the dismay of Bradley Bourgeois. And he has issued the second yellow card of this match for the foul, and a dangerous shooting opportunity. Opposite side of the field, but similar position to the point Jack Barmby scored in the 13th minute.
Yeah, he's pulling him, he's tugging him. He's doing everything he can to try and catch up, and then he fouled him. So he fouled him about 20 yards behind the ball. So
it was Cicerone, who was the player dribbling forward. Will be Granito and Cicerone standing over it. We'll see the second substitution of the night for Tulsa, though. Jaime Ayala coming out, and a return to Providence Park for Kosuke Kimura, who played for the Timbers in 2012, made 17 appearances and scored a goal. He's the first Japanese-born player to play in Major League Soccer and is making his 18th appearance coming back from injury for Tulsa.
I would think Barmby's going to hit this.
And it's Granito who takes the shot. Trouble Serta had him worried, but it was high over the crossbar, only by a couple feet.
See the difference in free kicks with Granito, sheer power, whacks it really hard. Where Barmby bends them and places them. So either can go in. But he struck that really well, Granito. He just couldn't keep it down.
So we'll look at that opportunity later in the match if this one ends up 1-1 or by some other scoreline. Timbers, too, have made one substitution so far tonight. Farfan out, Kyle Bjornathan in. Other substitutes available for Andrew Greger this afternoon. Michael Amick, the central defender. Christian Herrera, the young 19-year-old goalkeeper. Omar Mohammed, Max Ornstill, Terrell Lowe, and Giovanni Calixtro. Calistri for Tulsa has it down near the corner. Bjornathan knocks it out to touch. Kosuke Kimura. What a story. He's actually a player coach for this Tulsa team. Had a near perfect score on the math portion of his SATs as a youngster.
Good
and
for
won
him.
And won an MLS Cup in 2010 with the Colorado Rapids.
Wow. Must have proud parents, huh?
No doubt about it, right? Accomplished a lot of things in his life. Geez, Willie, what have you done, huh?
Not a lot.
Well, a lot more than me. As Barmby has it at his feet. Granito the long switch to Bjornathan. T2 searching for the second. Certainly played well enough in the second half to earn it as Hansen's cross well over the top of anyone towards the back post. Arboleda tries to chase it down, can't keep it in play though. And it's out to touch. Andrew Greger asking his team to press high here on this throw-in.
Hudson's had a great game. He's done really well. His final ball a couple of times hasn't been the best, but you know, that's youthful inexperience. He'll get better and better as he gets older, gets more experience.
Zambrano will go wide for Hansen. Nice layoff by Cicerone. Zambrano dribbling into the box, heavy touch, and he can't quite keep it in possession. Calistri now the other direction. Bourgeois defended by Zambrano. T2 keeping that press high to try and win the ball back, and now back off.
You know, T2, they kind of have a little opportunity, a little window with, there was a great little window. You take too long, the window closes. They've got to do things a little bit quicker, especially in and around the box.
Off of the long switch. Bjornathan wins the header over Kimura. Now Arboleda tries to get it around Ugarte, but can't quite. Had he been able to do that, he had a chance to certainly get around Ugarte with his pace. Arbaleda's certainly shown some more life here in the second half as Tuiloma chests it down to himself, and he is fouled by Calistri. Third sub of the afternoon for David Vaudreuil.
Into the match is number 20, Christian Tyrion, replacing number 10, Juan Pablo Caffa.
Juan Pablo Caffa, the captain, coming out, the goal scorer. And it is Christian Tyrion coming in his first season with Tulsa. The 22-year-old Dove Canyon, California native was originally drafted by the San Jose Earthquakes in the third round of the 2017 Super Draft. Didn't make the team. Actually started with the New York Cosmos this year. Interesting story there. Had 9 appearances, 4 goals. But now is making his 9th appearance with this Roughnecks FC side.
Well, I think he's been brought on to put a little bit more energy in midfield for them. He looks like he's that type of player who's just going to work really hard.
Barmby. Now to Zambrano, 40 yards from goal. To Cicerone, chance to shoot, takes the shot, deflected wide to the right of Cerda's net, and it's out for a corner kick.
You know, he's in a good position to get a shot off, but if he would have just looked up, picked his head up a little, he would have seen Hudson wide open on his right.
5th corner kick of the afternoon for T2. It'll be Granito to take it. He'll go back post over the top of Augustine Williams. And it's picked up before rolling out to touch by Corrales. George Luis Corrales, the team leader in minutes played for this Tulsa side. Originally obtained a visa to visit his family in the U.S. and then started the process to legally earn his work visa to pursue pro soccer here. And he's made a career for himself. 26 years old, played with Miami FC in the NASL prior. You look at this Tulsa team, David Vaudreuil came in and he changed everything about this Roughnecks FC side. They finished last in the league last year. I should say last in the Western Conference. All but about 5 players are in their first season with Tulsa this year, as T2 has earned their 6th corner kick of this match.
Well, good kudos to the coach. He's put together a good squad. It looks like they're a good team, work hard for each other. Yeah, kudos, coach. Great opportunity, left footer, Barmby hits a great ball. Somebody get on the end of it. Yeah, ooh.
Almost there. It'll go back out for another corner kick.
You know, Barmby's got some ability. He's got a magic left foot. These are great corners. You know, they're powerful, they're bending in towards the goal and the near post. You've just got to flick them on. Get in there, just flick them on. You don't have to put any power behind it, just flick them on.
See if he can find Tuiloma, who nearly gets his head to it. Pops straight up in the air. Cerda, 2-hand punch out to the corner of the box, picked up there by Barmby. Barmby 1v1. Will cross it in. It is blocked this time by Ugarte. Out to touch. Zambrano back to Barmby. Barmby has Cicerone in front of him, instead plays backward for Zambrano. Now to Hansen, who had made the overlapping run. Hansen back heel to Cicerone, touch back to Zambrano. T2 seemed determined to tack down this right-hand side. Now in for Zambrano. Zambrano trying to find Hansen once again. Hansen had stopped his run because, rightly so, it looked like Tulsa had easily cleared that one out, but a misplay. Had Hansen continued running, he may have been able to get on the end of that. Instead, Bourgeois comes the other direction.
You know, I'm getting to start seeing a lot of tight legs out there. You know, if you could really step your game up a little right now, you could take command of this game and, you know, have a good chance of winning it.
Tulsa possessing along the back line. It was wide for Kimura. Ugarte, long switch, easily cut out by T2. Hansen loses out though, manages to deflect the ball, nearly win it back, although it is picked up by Tulsa. And Hansen called for the foul out near the touchline. You know, Willie, you were mentioning kudos to David Vaudreuil. How about some kudos? It's got to be at least 105 degrees down on the field. He's got the full suit going.
You know, I was looking at that early thinking, wow. He loves being a coach.
Yeah.
He thinks that's how you got to look to be a coach.
Don't you want to be down there?
No way.
The sideline wearing an all black suit?
Maybe he's got a little fan inside you, coach.
Yeah, he's got the cooling packs on or something inside, right?
He looks cool, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
cool, calm, and collected.
And crazy.
All right, 83rd minute, all knotted up. Ball comes in, header won by Tuiloma, I believe it was. And now Arboleda has the ball at his feet and pace. How much does he have left in those legs after 83 minutes? Play square for Cicerone, too much on it. Cicerone will be able to pick it up before it crosses the end line or touch line. Heavy touch, slips and falls. And now Kimura able to get it around him. It's another opportunity, although T2 win the ball back. Kyle Bjornathan. Now to Zambrano. Defended by Tyr Young.
You know, that was a great opportunity when Arboleda was on the ball going through. He just overhit the pass. It became nothing in the end, but it was a great break. And, you know, that's Arboleda's strength. You know, he's so quick. He's just got to go at people. Sometimes he doesn't try to go at people, which kind of frustrating for me because I think that's his greatest strength. And every chance you get, you got to use it.
There's Zambrano. Goes outside for Bjornathan. Bjornathan defended by two. Gets the cross in. It's over the top of Serta. No one making the back post run, though. Arboleda quickly to press the ball. Nearly able to win it back on the end line, but can't quite do so. Tulsa release pressure. Here's Bourgeois. He'll play it outside to Corrales. High pressure by Arboleda, can't quite earn a deflection. Slaps his arms in frustration. Ball from Seventesson behind Tyr-Young. Knocked back out to midfield by T2. Just about 5 minutes plus stoppage time left here at the end of the second half. Rivas into the box, sends the cross in, looking for Tyr-Young. Cut out, though, nicely. And a big, big moment there as Bjornathan is able to cut it out.
Huge, huge defensive stand. That was a great chance they had. T2 set themselves up really well for the cross, cut it out, averted the danger.
Zambrano the long switch to Hansen. Controls well with the right boot. Tuiloma dribbles around his man. And now Jadama fouls Augustine Williams. It's been a rough go today for Augustine Williams, but he does earn his team a free kick about 35 yards from goal as we take a look at the last Tulsa chance.
They played through it really well, Tulsa, but look at the way T2 set themselves up for the cross. That was really, really good defending.
Russell Cicerone comes off for Andrew Greger, and Omar Muhammad is on, making his 20th appearance. Muhammad had an assist against Tulsa back on May 27th in that loss in Oklahoma.
Cicerone was dead on his legs. I think he was, you know, if you're going to feel good about coming off it, I'm sure he felt good about that. He's, you know, he's worked so hard going up and down. He deserves to be tired.
Zambrano's free kick into the box. It was Muhammad who got a foot to it, couldn't direct it anywhere near the frame of goal, though. And Tulsa looks to release pressure. Counterattack is on. Tulsa don't have numbers, though. Nice work by Harold Hansen to cut out the pass. It was 2v4 in favor of T2. And now Muhammad can't control it as it goes out to touch. Omar Muhammad, another one of those youngsters, 20 years old, from Mogadishu, Somalia. Spent time with FC Cincinnati, the Columbus Crew Reserves, and is in his first season with Andrew Greger's team.
Yeah, he was a little bit, wasn't into the game. Hadn't got a good feel for the ball yet, lost control. And I'm sure he's really excited to be out there. Now this is where the danger is. They're just going to lump her into the middle. I take that back. They're not going to lump her into the middle.
Yeah, we get a look at Bill Tuiloma. Your thoughts, 88 minutes in, obviously making his 5th appearance, but brought in to be a first-team player, getting a chance to get some run with this T2 side.
Well, you know, I think he's been great. He was great against a really difficult opponent, big guy, and he's fought him tooth and nail the whole game. And the guy, you know, he's cut everything out in the middle and defended great.
Was previously with Olympique de Marseille in Ligue 1 in France, who became actually the first New Zealand-born player to start a match in France's Ligue 1, and has 65 appearances across his time in New Zealand and France professionally.
Well, he looks a prospect. I think he's done really well today.
Easily wins that header. You know, we hear Caleb Porter talk about it. You hear Andrew Greger, all coaches across all sports, but especially in soccer, managing moments. And you get into these late stages of a match where you've been playing for 89 minutes. It's hot, 105, 110 degrees down on the field. It becomes crucial to give yourself maybe a couple opportunities down the stretch, but also to make sure you don't give up anything cheap, right?
Well, that's it. You know, you're all tired. They're tired, you're tired. Somebody with a little bit of magic, just a little bit of effort, can turn this game on its head and win it for you. But defensively, you've got to be alert, you've got to put out, and you can't let people run by it, because that's what happens at the end of games. People get tired, don't pick up runners, runners get free, you're in trouble.
Great job by Muhammad. Can he keep it in play? No, it just rolls out. He wasn't quite able to catch up with it in time as he was able to spin Corrales, who will momentarily step out of the sun, grab a drink of water. It's been a tough season for Andrew Greger. Obviously, the T2 record, not what he would have liked, 2-18-4. Just we're never able to quite find that rhythm, but like we talked about, Willie, we're in so many matches this year, just couldn't quite find the goals necessary to get 3 points in a lot of matches.
You know, I talked to him about that, about how's your morale, you know, how's your confidence. And, you know, he gets a big kick out of people like Farfan that he's helped go through.
Arboleda takes the ball away from Tulsa. Defended by a couple. Leaves it out for Granito, now central for Barmby. Barmby likes it on that left foot, can't get it there. Now leaves for Muhammad. Muhammad, top of the box to Zambrano. Zambrano, Granito. Does anybody want to take a shot? Bjornathan.
Handball.
Handball into the box.
Yeah.
No, they say no handball. Timothy Ford waves it off immediately. Boy, that's certainly close. We'll have to take another look at this one. Victor Arboleda into the box, earns a corner kick for T2, but my goodness. Let's take a look at this, Willie.
Well, when I first saw it, that's a fair penalty. That was hand to ball.
That is an absolutely atrocious mistake by Timothy Ford, who didn't give one to T2 there. And it's those kind of things, funny enough,
Yeah.
Willie, we were just talking about it. T2 punished for mistakes they made pretty much every time, all season long, and they haven't been able to catch a lot of breaks, and that was a break they should have had. Clearly a handball.
That was a total penalty. Ball to hand. How he didn't give it, I will never know, because he was standing right there looking at it. It wasn't that he had no view of it, he did.
He waved it off immediately and said no handball. But you get into the discussion, and this is where it would be interesting to learn his perspective as to, did he believe it was ball to hand or hand to ball? And was there enough time for the defender to judge and have the ability to move his arm out of the way? But I'm guessing that from your playing perspective, that player had plenty of time to move his hand out of the way.
Yeah, and he did, and he moved his hand to the ball. He didn't even try to get it out of the way.
Arboleda, corner of the box. Leaves for Barmby. Arboleda again. Dribbles around a couple. Top of the box. Looking for a shot. Now to Muhammad. Muhammad lifts it over the top to Arboleda. Takes the shot, and it's out for a corner kick. Arboleda complaining that maybe there was a handball on that play as well. We're into the final 30 seconds of the added 3 minutes here at Providence Park. Muhammad will leave it for Barmby.
A great time to score. Come on, guys, you can get it. Get a good ball in, fight for it, get your head on it, be a hero.
Here's Barmby. Muhammad tries to head it on, can't do so. It's cleared away to Hansen near midfield. We've reached the 3 minutes at the discretion of Timothy Ford, and there's the final whistle. And Andrew Greger rightly upset, as T2 should have earned a penalty kick at the stroke of 90 with a clear handball on Kosuke Kimura. But the 90 minutes finishes. T2 do pick up a point, their 11th of the season, and move their record to 2-18-5, 11 points. Meanwhile, Tulsa Roughnecks 11-10-4 now on 37 points. Willie, your thoughts on the 90 minutes we saw?
Yeah, it was a really good game. I thought there were two good teams. The first 20 minutes, it was all T2. They looked great. The last 25 minutes of the first half, it was all the Roughnecks. They looked great. Second half, I thought T2 looked really good, had some chances. The penalty at the end was a stone-cold certainty. No problem. How he didn't give a penalty for that. But that's, you know, T2's year. They just don't get any breaks. And that, you know, gives a penalty, you score, you win the game. I don't understand them, Michelle. And the referee was right in front of it. You know, if he didn't have a good view of it, I can understand that, but he did. But, you know, T2 played really well. I think this Roughnecks are a pretty good, solid team. And, you know, it was a hot day, and they never give up.
Yeah, you could make an argument it was one of T2's most solid 90-minute performances of the year. All right, without further ado, let's jump to our match highlights. And we'll start things off in the 13th minute. Jack Barmby earned a free kick, and Willie struck it well.
Great free kick. You got to get it over the wall, but it's got to come down at the other side. Perfect. Over the wall, Bender in the corner, goalkeeper, no chance. Great free kick.
That made it 1-0 in the 13th minute. Timbers, too, would hold on to that lead for a half hour before, in the 43rd minute, Lamar Batista fouls the Tulsa player at the top of the box.
Yeah, you know, it's a foul. The referee's 5 yards away. You can't argue with that. It's a great penalty. They look easy, they're not. Got to be very brave. But, you know, that's the story of T2.
Juan Pablo Caffa, the 7th goal of the season, made it 1-1. Now in the 59th minute, Victor Arboleda with a great chance to give the T2 the lead.
Well, you know, Arbeleda's got some ability, some talent. He just wasn't in the game enough for me today. But that was a great chance. You know, the goalkeeper was lucky. He's leaning one way, sticks a hand out.
Later in the 70th, it was a chance for Tulsa.
Great shot, a great shot. I don't know whether the keeper got his hand on it, deflected it a bit, but he hits it solid. T2 got lucky, hit the bar and come out.
That would have given Kaffa a brace. And then we move to second half stoppage time, and certainly the call or no call we'll be talking about after this match for a while.
Well, you know, look, he moves his, I mean, I don't know what else you need to say. I mean, I could tell you how it was, but you just look at the camera and you know what's going on.
Tough tough result for T2. They're happy with a point, no doubt, but certainly felt like they deserved the 3, especially with a no call there in second half stoppage time. All right, the next home match comes your way 6 short days from now, September 9th against Real Monarchs SLC at 7 p.m. right back here at Providence Park. For our entire team behind the scenes, taking care of everything and making sure we're on the air, as well as my analyst, Willie Anderson, I'm Fletcher Johnson. T2 pick up a point at home against Tulsa Roughnecks FC. A goal from Jack Barmby and Juan Pablo Caffa for Tulsa. The match finishes 1-1. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and we'll talk to you next Saturday night.